Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Tamara with a Plan. In this video, we're going to be going over all of the planners that I printed and put in here. So definitely made everything nicer. If there were extra pages, I did not print those right now because I'm only going to be using this for this next week, starting tomorrow, Sunday. So the first one was the She Plans Planner, and this one I purchased on digital or PDF. Some of them were digital and PDF, but I'm only going to be using the PDF printable versions. So I grabbed the paper. If you didn't see my last video, it is a creamy paper and it has a confetti specs on there, which I liked. It's one of the reasons I think it was so inexpensive on Amazon. I think it adds a cute look to the page. I did check my printer and it is not on the Eco print. So these, it could be running out of ink, which is possibly why it's not as dark on some of these planners. Or maybe they just have a light coloring to them by design. So I'm not sure which, but this is what the She Plans planner looks like. It has a monthly. I did end up printing this planning page for January just because it was on the back of this monthly, and I'm still working out, how to get the printer to work exactly. I'm not really tech savvy. So then we go into this weekly overview, which I did talk about in my last video. I will be changing from Sunday to Saturday. But you have a little monthly calendar here, and then you have some notes, and then it gets straight into the days. Very simple. You have the time block over here, 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. and just some extra lines here. So that's how every day of the week is. And then it would go directly into the next weekly, like this page, and then it would go into the next week. So all the different goal pages and stuff are at the front. There might be an end of the month check, I'm not sure. We'll talk about more detail of that when I give a full review of this planner printed out. I won't print the whole thing out, but I will print all the extra pages to show everybody. So the second planner I printed was Hemlock and Oak. This is an accident print page. Look how much ink it used. Oh my goodness. But this is a weekly horizontal that they let people download for free. You just have to put in your email address, and I'm sure I'll be getting emails from them. But what a generous gift. Horizontal grid weekly planner. And this comes in a 2-page. So I just printed this for this week that we're going to be working on. I have a blank page here. It didn't really come like that. It's just extra. And this is not the cover page for this, but I just wanted to remember that it's Hemlock and Oak. This is their second daily planner, free printable, and it again only comes with a double-page spread. It's just a 2-page download, and it has a 2-page daily. So you have your schedule here, 6 to 11, gratitude, primary, secondary, and did it's. And this is just a year space grid page from Hemlock and Oak. So I printed multiple of those back to back. I kind of figured it out. Took me a minute to make an entire week. So it's a free printable on Hemlock and Oak. So that was super generous. We're going to try this one out as well for this week. Now this next one is the daily Hemlock and Oak, the normal. This is the correct cover page for it. I did skip the early pages, which were some gold pages. I did print the monthly out, which is a grid month, which is interesting. And you have a grid checklist over here. And then this is not a normal page that would be here. This is the actual table of contents that accidentally got printed. But then we go straight into the weekly. This again is the horizontal weekly that did not come in the daily planner. So when you buy the daily planner from Hemlock and Oak, actually I don't know if the bound ones have a weekly. I didn't see one, but I know when you download the daily planner, you don't get a weekly in there. You only get a monthly, and they go straight to the daily. So I did print their free weekly to pop in the front here. So that's why it's kind of extra pages here. This again is just a cover page that I put in here to make sure. And this is the correct cover page. This one isn't. I know I said it was. So neither of these are the correct cover page. These just came as 2-page printables. So this one is the correct cover page for the daily. I have a blank page here, and that gets me straight into Sunday. This is a 1-page daily from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. You have a checklist line here, and then just grid over here, intentions at the top and focus at the top. That's the same for every single day. And this one is dated. So this calendar they have download for free as a dated calendar. So I decided to print it out onto an 11-disc planner. Okay, next we have the Amplify planner. I got Q1 only. It was under $15. I will link all these below so that you can find these if you're interested. When I'm working through them this week, you might like one more and realize it works for you, even if it doesn't work for me. So that's why I have all of these cover pages to remind me which one is which and to link them below. So the Amplified Planner, I bought Q1 on digital or PDF. And this has a lined monthly. Now remember, I chose this creamy white page to print on, and I also chose the speckles on there. So you can choose whatever printer paper you have or want to get from Amazon for the planner to go on. But these boxes will be shaded, whether you get even their own planner that they ship to you will have these shaded boxes, but it does shade out in the printed planner as well. Line days, which is really fun. I think I'm gonna like using those. Some checklists up here, habit trackers up here, and you have 5 lines right there. And that's for January. Tomorrow's the 19th, so we're really at the end of the month. I just printed it to remind myself that this one had it. This one also has a weekly that comes with it. Now in the Hemlock and Oak, I had to print that separately, and it did not come with the actual planner. So when you get a daily planner, you will not get a weekly page in there. Maybe you could draw it in or something, or it's a bound planner, so I don't know how you would get a weekly in there. So this one comes with the weekly. So the Amplified Planner has the monthly, has a weekly overview, which is really a lot of space for pre-planning. I like that a lot. And then it just goes straight into the daily. You have 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Different sections here with some grayscale boxes. And this is a dot grid down at the bottom. And that's the whole week, just like that for every day. And again, that's dated for Q1. And the last planner, and I really considered not printing this one out, is the Passion Planner. This was actually a free download. I love the downloads or the PDFs because you can make them into an 11 disc, 8.5 by 11 page, which is what I'm looking for. So this is an undated one. You have the monthly here that I would have to add the dates. You have some project boxes here, which is nice. It says like a mind map down here, but you do have a daily page here, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. But this is also on every daily, so you have a 2-page daily for all of these Passion Planners. A lot of the gals have these in the bound A5, maybe some in B6, I'm not sure, sizes, so the smaller sizes, but to have this in the big size is pretty amazing. So I printed those out just to try for the week, and if you guys like it, that is a free download, but also you can buy their bound books, which are already done for you. We're gonna give that a try for the week as well, and that's a 2-page. So we have 2 pages in here. Oh, and I'm not done. I thought I was done for a second. This was a last minute edition. This is a simplified planner for 2025. It came with a PDF, and it's actually a digital with an app, which I'm not gonna use. I'm just not a digital planner girl, but I did play around with the edges here, and if I put it to 47%, I used Fit to Page, and that's how I got these tabs printed out. But if I do it to 47%, it cuts off the tabs just perfectly, and then I wouldn't have that on the page. But I already had this printed and I don't want to waste paper, so I just played around with the settings afterward when I saw that it had the tabs there. But so we're going to pretend like those aren't there. I'll remind myself and you all when we're planning in this that those don't have to be there. The PDF can be fixed to not have the tabs on the page, so it would just be cut off there, and it would be just white there, or actually it's just cut off on the edge there. Okay, so for this simplified planner, it really is simple. So you just have a 1-page monthly with some notes at the bottom. You have an overview weekly, just a real quick, it's kind of like a horizontal, but 2 sections, and you don't even have to use this with the day. I mean, obviously there's flexibility there, but just a quick overview of things that might be coming up for the week. This is a Monday through Sunday, so I would change it to Sunday to Saturday, but that's easy enough. And then I did change the pages to work so that Sunday is here when it would have been in the week before, like over here. So I printed it so that it could be here, and then that's what's nice about a PDF. You can really alter it for your days if you want a Sunday start, which I know very few people do, but if you did, this will work. You just flip the page. And so this is a 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. time blocking here, and a to-do list over here, and a bottom notes page here. Now do notice all of the daily pages that I'm printing out have a time blocking, the time schedule, and that is what I was looking for. So if you're really not looking for that, but you like the planner otherwise, you really could put a strip of washi up here for decoration. You could white it out, that would take some time, but anything could take some time, but anything could be altered also just to fit your what you want. So then that goes till Saturday. And now we're into the tool planner. The tool planner is an already set up 2-page daily planner. The reason I wasn't quite satisfied with this, although I do like a lot of things about it, is the paper quality. I wish they would sell this in a PDF so that I could print it on my own pages. I suppose I could photocopy, but you know how long that would take? That would be like forever to photocopy these onto nicer pages. Yeah, I don't know how well that would work. But that's why I'm giving these other ones a try. And because the tool 2-page, I'm not really wanting to stay with the 2-page. I mean, if it's the only thing that works, I really do love it. I just think it's a lot of effort to decorate. But I actually did really love it this week. I did a 2-page here. I started the 2-page in my Planner Envy. I just made it into a 2-page. So this is actually a really good option, except the paper compared to this paper here that I got. So this paper that I got is a 65-pound paper from Amazon. It's a creamy color, which I love, except maybe in these grids that's really hard to see. And I got, like I said, the confetti, which just has some pretty color speckles on it. Let me show you a blank. And every page is a little different, but it just has some color specks on there, which is kind of fun. It adds like a little, you can see them. So maybe that would bother you. But again, I think that's why that paper was so cheap, even though it was 65 pounds. It was a really good deal, 5 cents per sheet. So that was cheaper than most paper on there. All right, so we are ready to start. What we're going to start with is decorating each of these planners on the weeklies only. So the monthly I will probably leave and maybe just write a couple things in, but I just have them on here if they had them. So this weekly overview we can decorate, and then we can decorate the dailies for each of the planners. And then we're going to see how they turn out, because I want to be able to have, here we go with you, I would like to have some decoration, maybe not too much, but some decoration, and still have a lot of function. The other thing I mentioned in my other videos is all of these timers start at 5 or 6 a.m. I don't start time blocking it until like 9 a.m. So I could put a box here as another additional category, and that's with any of these I can do. So I'm kind of surprised how much I like the look of some of these. I didn't expect to like them so much. I was really, like the hemlock and oak, I've never been drawn to it in flip throughs because of the grid. Like, I don't know if it just messes with my eyes, I feel like. But now that it's in front of me, I actually kind of like it. Even though it is a lighter print, I think if this was a white paper instead of the creamy white, it obviously would have turned out better. So if I went for this one, I might look for a different paper to use. Also, if I go with one of the ones that were free, I will be eventually buying a planner from them because I don't want to take advantage of their generosity. I don't want to get ahead of myself because who knows if those are the ones I'm going to try. But all of these have a section that can have an extra box if I need it. But we're going to get all of these ready in the upcoming videos. And I'm pretty excited. I mean, like, I'm kind of tired at this point of looking at planners. I really hope one of these works. Not just hope, I'm going to make one of these work because I have them available. So with some little tweaking, it took me a while to figure out the print and like how to get them on the front page and what side to put my paper in and all that stuff to get it reprinted on the other side. So it is, though, as seamless as I'm going to have it for now. And then if I printed the whole thing, it would obviously be more seamless. But this is what I'm going to use this week. So this is 6 planners to plan in. I'm not going to use the tool this week because I already know that I really like it. I think if I'm deciding on one before I fully decide on one, if I'm down to like 2 or 3, I will do a whole day in all 3 of them. And tool will come back for that because this is a top contender just because I love how much room I had. I loved being able to know that I had a space to write things. So I wrote really big, so it's not necessary. And I'll show you what I was doing in my Planner Envy planner. I was making these into dailies real quickly. I guess I only did it for Thursday. And I didn't finish my Friday, but it basically or Saturday, even though I set it up. I can change those dates if I need to, but basically this did work. I had to write a lot smaller, but I mean, it wasn't horrible. So that's why I think some of these dailies could actually work. And these pages are slightly taller than the Planner Envy pages, so it'll even give me a tiny bit more room. So I could do a 1-page daily is my point and like it fine. But I do have 3 2-page dailies in here. One is the tool, so I won't be using the tool this week because I already know I really like the format and I like having the months up here. So we'll see how these other ones do. The Simplified Planner, for instance, I thought it might be too plain with not enough sections, but I do think I can make the sections. And maybe someday I don't need a section, I don't know. So maybe it is a good way to go. So we're just going to go through my initial thoughts on these planners, but it doesn't mean that that's what's going to stay after I've been using them, because there are some things that I think I may not like that I could actually like. So I do want to say the She Plans, it was a quarterly, I think, was a really good deal. It was under $10 for the printable, and it's a dated planner, although I have to tweak it a little. So let me just go over my initial, obviously my initial thought is Sunday to Saturday I have to change. And this, I do think possibly the timeline is taking up too much space. So that is what concerns me here, is that it's just taking up half of the page. Will that be too much? So we'll see. But there is actually a lot of space over here. So we're gonna set it up and see how it works. I'll figure out where I'm gonna put things. And again, like I said, I can have an extra box just right up here for something else as well. So that's my initial thought, but I love the simple layout of this. It's actually very clean and pretty. I like that it has half hours in this big line, so I could write really big if it's going to be 1 hour long of whatever activity, or I can split it. It has the darker lines around the hours and the lighter line in for the half hours. So I do like that a lot. So it's really simple, actually. It's pretty and it's clean, so I feel like it looks elegant, which is what I'm kind of looking for. The Hemlock and Oak, so this is the weekly that I may or may not use. I don't necessarily need a weekly, but I like being able to look at a weekly. That's why I printed it. But the actual guts of the planner are this, and this is a 2-page one, and this extra space could be notes. It doesn't necessarily have to be a planner page. And I could actually, because it is a free printable, only print this side, if I thought this was too much, and maybe just pop a couple of these in separately. So the schedule is probably not on the side that it's not on the side that I'm used to, but I have been moving around my schedule, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal. And these boxes are labeled. I think they'd be really easy to relabel. So I may try this as a 1-day and just have instead of using it as a 2-day. And this one would be definitely more labor intensive to print because it's only a 2-page download. So you have to do the 2 pages. I guess at one point you could just do front and back and then just have your initial page over here. This is kind of what I have. So it could work. But again, this is a 2-page daily. By the end of the week, I might try it as a 1-page daily. So that's the Hemlock and Oak #1 format. I don't know if this is an old format, but they didn't have this in their actual planners this year that I saw. Here is the Hemlock and Oak, also undated daily. Oh no, this one is dated. So this is their 2025 dated daily. Has the monthly. Did not come with a weekly, but I printed one out since it was free, which is a nice option to have. And then this is the actual daily. And this, I do like this format better because I feel like you have a lot of space over here, at least for right now. Focus and intentions, those titles could be changed, or I could use them as is. And then I could put a box here for a topic, and then I have all this space to kind of work with. So I like it. What I don't think I love about the Hemlock and Oak is the grid. I do think it's going to be hard on my eyes. Just because it's just not very clear. It kind of looks like if you're just quickly looking at it, there's no clear guidelines in the style. So I'm not sure about that. But now we're to the Amplified Planner. And my first thoughts of this one is that I love that it has a lined monthly, which is very nice. I wanted to try it. And it has a horizontal grid weekly, but just look at the difference here in the print between the Hemlock and Oak. Like you can just see it so much more clearly than the hemlock and oak. So I like that a lot better. I feel like my eyes are having an easier time seeing things on there. And this is the daily. This seems like a lot to cover up, but it really is only 4 spaces. I did check sticker boxes to make sure they could come in here and cover it because I don't like grayscale at all. So this could be a very workable option here. It actually reminds me of the plum paper format that I'm also looking into. So yeah, it could work really well. So we're gonna try that, but we will be changing up the titles and seeing how they work. And then the last one is the Passion Planner. This is also a 2-day daily planner, and it really is just like a note space over here. So it's not necessarily has to be used every day. The daily again has the schedule over on the right side, 5 a.m. to 11, and all these sections that would have to be changed. This one seems a little more daunting to change because you have all of these small ones. And today in 1 word, I'm probably not going to do anything like that. Mood, maybe, but the rest of these might have to be changed to fit everything that I want to get. But then I do have this whole other page here. So Passion Planner, the thing about them is they only have the bound planners, so I couldn't get like an unpunched page. And this download is free, which is amazingly generous. It would probably feel a little like taking advantage. So like I said, I might just buy one of their planners, even though it wouldn't be one that I would use, and figure out a way to repurpose it or probably gift it to somebody, honestly, if I liked this enough. Again, I am trying to go down to a 1-page daily, ideally is what I think. And this is taking up half of that page again, a little less. So we'll see how that can work out when we set that up and decorate it. And then the last planner is a simplified planner. It's actually pretty similar to the She Plans planner in a way. I'll show you that in a second. It has a 1-page monthly, which is kind of nice. It has the weekly that will have to be redayed from Sunday to Saturday for me. We have some extra notes over here. So this is very similar actually to the She Plans planner. The She Plan, where you have the weekly here and just some notes, but the She Plans also has the monthly there, which is nice. And then obviously the calendar goes down the whole side. So this is nice to have some notes down here. This is 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. There's no half-hour marks. So you better fit it, so you'd have to fit it in, but it has a wide enough line. So I think you could do 6 and 6:30 if something's over here. You're to do in your notes. So these could be split up, and then, yeah, I think this is still workable because the schedule is up. So that might even work a little better than this one, even though I kind of like the way this one looks better. This could be, and I'm not talking about these tabs because again, those could be cut off. Just the look of it overall. But yeah, this could actually work a little better because of this. But again, no half-hour lines. So I don't know if that's a deal breaker or not, because I do technically time block, not really exact time, although sometimes you do have to exact time. Okay, so those are all the ones that I downloaded and printed. Again, I put them on this quality paper now, even though I'm trying them, because I didn't want the paper to influence my like or dislike. If I already, like for instance, the Passion Planner, I'm not loving how it looks, and if I had it on printer paper, I might rule it out, even though it might be a really good planner for me. So now it's going to get a completely fair shake with like a high quality type of paper, so that I know for sure which one I like. So definitely check back. We will be getting right on this because tomorrow is Sunday and I will be planning in them on Sunday. And I know this is going to be a long day. Sunday is, but I have cleared it pretty much to just do this. I want to get other things done later in the week, so I really want to get the planners set up. And I know planning in 6 planners for a week is incredibly unpractical. I'm only doing it to try these out, to show you guys what may or may not work and for an example, but then also I'm pretty desperate to figure out which planner is going to be the best planner for me. So I want to give them best efforts, so good decorations, and then fill them out with all the same information to give them the most complete real trial. Okay, so that is it for this video. Just wanted to let you guys know what I'm trying. And I do think there's a lot of good options here. These are things that I didn't know about. And because they're PDF printables, I have them punched right now on Happy Planner discs, which I can change out for any color that I want. And then I have them just in this Happy Planner cover. That's an old cover that I have that I like. So that's the option, whichever planner I choose. And if it's tulle, we'll talk about that too, but whichever planner I choose, I can then grab Happy Planner dividers for the months and print the whole planner and get it ready to use for 2025. So another thing I did talk about in my past video is even when you have purchased a digital planner, if you're really wanting it to set up like a full planner, you will need to add your own possible dividers. You will have to add your own discs and your own cover. So that adds on to the cost, although it is more customizable in what you can choose to not print certain pages that you don't necessarily think you need. Okay, well that is it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm up to and what we're going to be trying for this week. One of these planners, I know it's going to work. I have high hopes, and I have planner hope again, so that's always good. Okay, so check back for the updates and see how everything's going to work out. Thanks so much for joining me today on Tamper with a Plan. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.